If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new songs in the description. A Boogie Wit Da Hoodie is releasing his new album, Me vs. Myself, formerly known as Artist vs. A Boogie, this Friday, so in 2 days, December 9th. And today, we're going to talk about everything that we know about this album. So let's get straight into it. Real quick, he also just today released a new song, so Drowning Part 2, Water with Kodak Black. I just reacted to it for members only, which if you become a channel member, you get access to those exclusive videos, so that will also be a part of this video today. I just wanted to put that in there because that is very recent, only a couple of hours ago, and it's really weird that he released a single this close to release, but now let's get into the whole video. So A Boogie's last big release was Artist 2.0 back in 2020. So it's already been more than 2 years because he dropped Artist 2.0 at the beginning of 2020, so it's been almost 3 years now since he dropped a full-on project. At that time, he was riding high off of the success of his 2018 tape, Hoodie Season, which has kind of become a term now he's throwing around here and there, which elevated him to a completely different level. There are a couple of tracks on there that have over 100 million plays on Spotify, and I remember, still when that dropped, look back at it, we had Swerve and Bartender, all those songs pretty epic, and that was like his really big breakthrough, even though of course before that Drowning was there, Jungle, still thinking about you, stuff like that, My Shit, all of that was already there, but that was like his really fame trip. And he did tease at this new album for quite some time. We got that little EP called Before AVA, so Before Artist versus A Boogie, or the other way around, whichever way you want to put it, at the end of 2021 on December 10th, so almost exactly a year ago. And so back then we thought this new album, so Me vs. Myself, was also going to drop quite soon after it. That's also the first thing I want to mention right there. It was, supposed to be called Artist versus A Boogie, so AVA. He then changed it to Me versus Myself, which is basically the same meaning and also conveys the same concept, which is him battling his two personas. So for one, we have the artist side of him, which is the more like chill, and the one is like, singing about love, that type of stuff that we got on his first tape in 2016, I think that was. And then we got the A Boogie side, which was Hoodie Season, for example, which is the more turn-up style of his persona. So we got those two battling. At the end of 2021, he even released a little trailer on YouTube called Road to AVA. So we thought that this album was actually going to be coming pretty soon. And now it's a year later, and it's dropping almost exactly a year later. Well, fast forward to October of this year, so basically 2 months ago. And we got the announcement that this thing was going to be dropping on November 4th. So we finally got it. We would get this album on November 4th. We're all pretty hyped, but obviously November 4th passed. And if you remember, November 4th was also the day that Drake and 21 Savage dropped their album Her Loss after delaying it from October 28th to November 4th. And as soon as that got announced, A Boogie went on his Instagram story to say, "Sorry, but album dropping in December now. Drake was dropping the same day, and I'm not with that." I kind of get that. A lot of people said that he was like, pussying out or whatever, but I get that you don't want to drop the same day as Drake and 21 Savage. You want to have a number one, and A Boogie has the potential to have a number one, even though this Friday also SZA is dropping, so good luck with that. But, he never take no chances with Drake. And so that's why he now moved it to December 9th, which is obviously in 2 days, so this week. That's the whole reason why it's dropping in 2 days, basically. In the meantime, we also got a cover art for this thing, which is him, standing above a puddle of water, and he's the, A Boogie version looking at the artist version of himself in the water. I think it looks pretty cool. I also really like the cover for the little EP, so the Before AVA EP. I think that cover looked even doper, but it's all right. I like the cover. It's actually pretty cool. It has a very very cartoonish vibe to it. I like that very much. By the way, he's also going on tour with this. A couple of the dates are already sold out, so if you're a Boogie fan and you weren't aware of this, I would really encourage you to go cop some tickets right now. He's also coming to the UK, so for all the European guys out there, I know there are a lot of you, that's a pretty good chance to grab some tickets. Unfortunately, I can't those dates, but I would have loved to do that. Well, let's talk about the singles. We're gonna get into the track list in a second, but let's look at the singles because there are quite some, and I don't understand why some artists just release almost half of the record before its release. We got 7 singles so far. And just to kind of list them because, you know, I got them written down right here. They were in order. 24 Hours with Lil Durk. I'm not gonna, you know, we're gonna look at them in a second when we get the track list, but they were 24 Hours with Lil Durk, which was actually pretty good. They were Playa with Her and also Ella May remix later on that I also actually very much liked. We had Man in the Mirror, which is now on the official track list, even though it was on the Before AVA EP. Then we have a track with Roddy Ricch called Bro, or Better Ride Out. The Bro is an acronym right there. Then we have Take Shots with Tory Lanez. Then we have Ballin' and the new one, Water, that I mentioned earlier that I just dropped a members only reaction video to. So that's quite a lot of singles. And now let's finally look at the track list. It only dropped like 2 days ago. We had a blurred version of it without the features like a week ago or 2 weeks ago even. But let's look at it. So this is the track list. As we can see, 22 tracks. And I want to mention that I dropped an in-depth video on the track list only yesterday. So if you want to like get all the takes on that, make sure you go check out that video yesterday for all the info on this. But let's go through this real quick. I found it cool that he always added which side of his persona the song is attributing to. So we always have either artist or a boogie in front of the track. So it's kind of like he's really performing as two different acts and two different artists. But let's go through this. It starts out with an artist track called Food for Thought. Then we have the track with Roddy Ricch, so Bro. I liked it. It's nothing too special. Then we have the Tory Lanez track, Take Shots. Even though I don't understand why that is an artist track and not a boogie track. I've kind of been thinking about that ever since it dropped. Then we have the Water track, so Kodak Black, Drown in Part 2. As I said, members only reaction to it. Make sure you become a channel member right below this video. Then we have a Boogie, Money Conversations. Then again, an artist track, Turn Off the Radio. Then a G Herbo feature on Last Time. Then I Need It. Then Ballin', which we already got, which is, it's alright. Then we have Emotions, Bounce Back, Come Here. Then a second Lil Durk feature called Damn Homie. Then Friends with Benefits. Then Chanelly with Don Q. I think there's a snippet for that, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Then we have February as an artist track. Regular as a boogie track. Soul Snatcher as an artist track. And then we have a couple of, basically we know 3 of these last 4 songs. 24 Hours with Lil Durk, Man in the Mirror. Then the new one, Back It Up, and as a bonus track, he has Playa on here. So really it's a lot of stuff we already know. 7 singles out of 22 is actually quite a bit. Even though it is 22 tracks, so 7 don't make up the majority of this, but still 7 singles it's a lot. It's going to be interesting how well we can see this concept work out with 2 different personas on this. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I'm kind of still torn on that one, but it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. If you have any info on like leaks or snippets or any of that, make sure to let the fans know in the comments, maybe with a spoiler alert or whatever, because we don't want to spoil it for anybody that is still trying to go into this album fresh, but make sure to do so if you have any of the info. That is basically it for everything we know about this. That is everything we know about this. If you made it to this point of the video, I want to point out that you're a pretty loyal fan to either a Boogie or to me, and you can get this dope hoodie, the Benz Music official merch, is right there in the merch bar below the video, for 20% off if you use code TrueFan, because you're a true fan. But that is it for today. Let me know if you're excited for this. Are you excited for me versus myself? Do you think it'll live up to your expectations? What are your expectations? All your thoughts and theories and anything you got on this, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.